Philadelphia. We're just about set for a kickoff as we resume action in the second quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he is out of bounds here on the return. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. I guess you could say they're kind of fortunate to be in the position that they're in, able to host as a division champ, because it's really one of the weakest divisions in the NFL.
And there's often the discussion every time, right, that fourth seed, should they actually be hosting? Because sometimes it turns out that division winner has a lesser record than wild card teams that get in, and some people think that'd be a more fair way of doing things. I got to tell you, I personally like it. The winning a division title, I don't care what the division, how it's ranked, it still means something to me, and I like the fact that they get to host.
I think that that's the reason you have the divisions. If you didn't just stack them all up and take the best 6 records, but there's a division for a reason, and the champion hosts the first round.
And the first rule of thumb in building a team, build a team to win your division. Beat those teams first, then you go from there.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Really tough drive, but that run helped salvage something there, because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back. And now maybe it'll be a catalyst for them to look at going forward, watching it on tape. Maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never... Stop moving.
Wentz now on first down. But a reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. A gain of 3, second down.
Well, not a huge gain there as we head towards the 2-minute warning. It'll be interesting to me to see what they decide to do after the timeout.
Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after. A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Larry Ridley at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. He makes a wonderful play there off the corner, protecting his side of the field.
Oh, that reminds me of the great defenses of old, doesn't it? The Pittsburgh Steelers steel curtain. They would not let you get on the field if you could only do one thing. You had to be a complete guy, and you had to be able to tackle.
Now, I know I've said this before, but you know I wasn't alive when the steel curtain was played. I know them, but I just want to let you know I wasn't alive.
I'm going to keep peppering that in there, and one of these days you're going to think that you were.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Derrick Henry, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Hey, looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Elliott now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And here now the offense heading back out there. They bring the 5 seed into the playoffs. Of course, they're one of the wild card teams. And when you're a wild card team, it makes it a little bit tougher. You have to win the extra game. But there's been a precedent set of teams doing that successfully in the past.
And it's usually teams that have aspects that really jump out at you and are really factors in the playoffs. I mean, Pittsburgh, they rode a heavy run game with Jerome Bettis when they won in 2005. And then don't forget the Giants in 2007, that season. Pass rush. Remember how big that was for them during the playoffs. And for Green Bay, it was the quarterback play of Aaron Rodgers. So to me, it's a matter of what's going to affect the game in a big way. Can that aspect of...
All right, we've got some happy trigger fingers ready to see who's going to survive this wild card game as we get you back to quarter 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That looked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Wins to throw on second down. Steps away to his left. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Second down following the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Fresh set of downs here. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Not much happening there on first down.
Thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. From midfield, here's Wentz. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Ryan Carruthers able to use that strength and get him for a loss of 2. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Being chased out left. He may try and run for this. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. They run. It's Johnson. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. On second down, Johnson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Now Wentz on 3rd down. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Jonathan Allen, he's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. Time running out here on the play clock. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. The Eagles send out their punter now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. Right now, Charles, this is the drive of the season. You're on the road here in the playoffs. It's put up or shut up. They need points.
This is where you have to come together as a team, as you just noted, on the road. So that means they've carried that mentality with them throughout. Hey, we've got to go on the road. We've got to rely on ourselves, right? Focus, yet still find the fun in it. How great is this, guys? Look at the spot we're in right now. And then go to your top players, call them the plays that they run best.
Yeah, sort of controlling their own destiny, but this place has been loud. Not going to be easy. They go play action. Cousins. Incomplete. This is Albert Wilson. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. They go play action here on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Fletcher Cox busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Cousins now on 2nd down. And Reed with it over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And now let's look at David Johnson. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's getting off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
In motion right is Jeffrey. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. Look at the spin. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back here, leaving him with a 2nd and 12. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one. On 2nd down, here's Henry. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. From his end zone, it's Wentz on 3rd and long. And Jeffrey's got it. And he's going to get this one all the way up past the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And Henry's hit. He lost the football. And the Redskins scoop it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They'll look to throw. And that's complete to the right side. It's Marshall. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. He's back to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. He'll look to throw, and Marshall's got it. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Back to throw. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. Cousins trying to get his guys up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Back to throw. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. Cousins trying to get his guys up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Now Cousins. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation. But to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. Now here comes the Redskin defense heading back onto the field. They've got a situation where a field goal ties it. How do you defend this? Because you obviously don't want to give up the touchdown. How aggressive do you get?
That's always the key, isn't it? Where is the line on aggressiveness to over-aggressiveness? And I think most coordinators are looking at it like run your regular defense, add some pressure packages, because really the 35-yard line is the one.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Back to throw, Wentz. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
Now they're just trying to do anything possible to try and get the ball downfield and get into field goal range.
And with that clock dwindling, they felt the need to take a pretty big shot there. Unfortunately, couldn't complete it. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. To throw, it's Wentz. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. That one goes for 36 yards. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. And they're down to 17 seconds now here after the spike. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. Now Wentz. They find some open field here. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Third down, trying to get a little bit closer. From here, the field goal would be 55 yards. One final try now for Wentz. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And I know it's hard to find solace on one side when the season ends, no matter where it ends, but especially in the playoffs, because there's all that build-up to the moment. But I would imagine the post-game locker room speech, it'll have a pretty positive spin.
It should. They've made a heck of a run to get to the playoffs and have that chance to advance, even though they didn't. But you're right about how much it's going to hurt, because when you work that hard to get this far, it hurts just a little bit more. No matter when your season ends, it's a downer.
Yeah. Young Gerald. Yeah. Die line with the boom pow. Every week now I switch to a new style. 212's in the back just blew out. Everything I do end up in the news now. Yeah. Lead a club with a few now. Just some Hollywood and they do. I'm in the mood now. 2 a.m. What you wanna do now? What you wanna do now? Little baby pass. Don't spill on me, that's Margella. Got this Oakland game to tell her. She look familiar. At Coachella, what's her name? Isabella, forget it, yeah. It's like a week ago, but we both know how weekends go. Tryna function, got some places we could go. Lockjaw got me speaking slow like